Good morning, fellow Ambazonians. Today, na number 13 day for Wednesday for number 7 month for the year 2022. My name na Kapo Daniel, the spokesman of the Ambazonian Governing Council, aka Sense Pass King, una own countryman. Una welcome to our daily podcast, a program where we bring una meaningful information, the truth, facts-based analysis for help we navigate this journey to our freedom, the independence of Ambazonia. Fellow citizens of Ambazonia, Lebialem, aka Field Marshal of Lebialem, have fallen. It is on this sad note today, this Wednesday, we want to bring for now, just a day after we done receive a video from the Red Dragons of Field Marshal coming out from the bushes into a safe location where he sent this video.
General Foncho, General Mike, they are together back as the dragons. All the soldiers behind. Pass, all soldiers. You can see them. Field Marshal, the king of Ambazonian, General Foncho, General Mike, General Foncho.
In the video released yesterday for Tuesday, Field Marshal either appear with some of his soldiers them for background. The video it will be recorded on weekend, baby in circulation since yesterday. Another video come away show Field Marshal it drink Trantra Expo with the picking the corner a whole cutlass for hand and he talk with them. You like Field Marshal or you know like he don't play a big part in the life of our people, and he get a lot of people then with the support him, with the support he. To this we want to pay tribute, and we want to say that we feel sorry for his passing. Our prayer to his family. Lebialem Field Marshal is the elder brother of Christopher Anu of the IG of Marianta. We want to say that we send them our heartfelt condolence for the fall of Lebialem Field Marshal. Field Marshal brought us a lot of things in this struggle. The Lefancier, the title of Field Marshal, the king of Lebialem, and in one of his audio for the memory of this fallen Ambazonian, I want to play this video.
In your industry where you remove your other guns, so Mr. Field Marshal, they're waiting to hear from you.
Okay, thank you, sir. I'm happy for this question. I'm the Field Marshal of Ambazonia. Not just a Field Marshal of Ambazonia, but I create my weapons. This weapon that I hold here carried 150 cartridges. When I move one here, you will not live to tell the story.
Field Marshal, he be famous for displaying his own homemade weapons. He be famous for toxic AK na toy compared to his weapons them.
God give me this gun. Let me. You see this one? We call this one AK-47 with a magazine of 30 bullets. And I call this one totally nonsense. Nonsense because I know I call it toy. This one. It carry 30 bullets. You can look at my pipe. And then you can.
Field Marshal, the father of the Lefancier, he gave us good times and bad times. Sometimes he gave us funny times. Sometimes he gave us music. But Ambazonia will never forget Field Marshal, no matter our differences. As we always say in the ADF, when any Ambazonian soldier fall, it is a loss for us, even those that we disagree with. We should know that even the fact that somebody like Nambere is alive today, working even with La Republique, that in itself is victory for Ambazonia. because there have never been a time where La Republic would bend its ideology of killing those who kill their military, and to come around to have an Ambazonian such as Nambere pay him to use him as propaganda instead of killing him. Paul Biya be promised say go kill all Ambazonian soldiers them. Today they bribe them. Today they keep them for DDR center. Even the ones in the DDR center, the fact that they are alive shows that Cameroon is defeated. They cannot kill everybody. Now it is normal people who kill gendarmes are walking alive with them. So in more than one way or the other, we pay tribute to Field Marshal Oliver Lequier, and we send our condolence to his family, who a lot of them, whether you disagree with them or not, we should be able to, as a nation, mourn the passing of every Ambazonian. Field Marshal, he will be one of those who did kill over 500 Cameroon military with one shot of gun, and he be the talk say he gun way create them. He one bullet the kill 20 people at one time. Like it or not, he also inspired a lot of people in his own way. And to that we say thank you, Field Marshal, safe journey, and rest in power. We had a lot of differences as the ADF. Our forces in Lebialem have recently lost soldiers that were killed by Field Marshal and some chiefs. We don't forget all those things. We don't. And we have those differences. Those differences still remain. But we should be able, in times like this, to be able to feel the pain and the loss of any patriot or any Ambazonian that has fallen. According to preliminary information that we're having from the Red Dragons on the field, one of his soldiers was picked up by the Cameroon occupation forces. He led them to his hideout where he was killed, and one other soldier was killed, and one of them were taken alive. So totally 3 of them, according to our preliminary information, have fallen into the hands of the occupier and the colonizer La République du Cameroon. Olivier Lequier was in Lebialem. He was not in Ghana, as was rumored. We had verified, and since he came up, we have had more clarity about his activity. And we pray for his family, and may his soul rest in peace. Fellow Ambazonians, on the same note of yesterday, Ambazonians, we never miss an opportunity to miss an opportunity. Like I said yesterday, we are our own worst enemies. And this goes to a lot of inquiries that have come to me. People are asking me that why is this guy, Vela Franklin, who have been a strong supporter of the Ambazonian Defense Forces, suddenly on air every day criticizing me, Capo Daniel, in very ridiculous way, with things that does not even make sense. Our people just are fed up with all this nonsense. If you want to criticize somebody, criticize the person on content. And it's true with a lot of people. And we have had even Agbo Derek, the guy in Norway who claimed to have resigned from the Hague of Sea, also sharing fake images and also old audios of my work as an activist. And people are wondering, why are they behaving in that way? This is what I have to say to our people. La République is defeated, and they have turned to propaganda instead of bullets because they have failed to defeat Ambazonian forces on the ground. They see us in the diaspora who lead this struggle as one of their greatest enemy, because without the diaspora component, the struggle on the ground will be isolated and will be extinguished as soon as it rises its head. So they have been trying every way to stop those of us who are in the diaspora. In particular, La République, they don't try for use even law firms like the Silai law firms for bring charges against us, against Ambazonian activists, and most of the country, they don't reject those files. I don't battle with one here for Hong Kong. They don't reject them, say we be within our right for place and hold the stay, for do activism, for try for help our country, for free themselves. La République, they don't try with diplomacy for ask American government, Norway government, China government, and many other government for arrest Ambazonian activists them. A mission will be led by Paul Biya himself. He don't fail. Atanganji Paul, he don't send threats. La République, their General Valerie, he don't send threat for threatening we. He don't all fail. We don't take this responsibility very seriously. So it be sad when you see Ambazonians them, they unfairly target us, the same people that Cameroon government is attacking. Was still, it be sad for see Ambazonian them. They share content will be made by Cameroon Kunyam titles. We can share those things the way the Cameroon government they make them for attack our revolution simply because they feel say it go help them. That means you bring down your brother, now you go turn up. It be very strange. The first thing we'll be learning for this struggle when it be just start and say you be see people then where they do work for Cameroon government like Padia Sanga, Alex Ndive, Kunyam Titus. They be there for one person in Facebook page. They will go for Dr. Akwanga. Talk for you say Seseko na Batman. With the support na you. Then you go see the same Facebook pages. They go for Seseko. Go to Seseko. Akwanga na Batman. It cost you. Because they try for make and make we begin knock our head. And then all we will go lose na La Republic, it go win. Some Ambazonian them during that early day they be foolish. They go the one the way they support Akwanga. They go carry thing way Kunyam titles if they talk them against Seseko, they go come share them for their group. Then the one for Seseko, they go carry thing way Kunyam titles them and the Padea Sanga they talk about Ayabacho and Akwanga, they go share them. So at the end of the day, now so we Ambazonia would help La Republic. Now so we would go sell our soldier them. Feel say it go help our side. We no say na all we would lost. And today it be sad for see when I make an audio sending a very good advice to no pity will be well received. Instead, you get people like Aboderic that they go carry negative information made by La Republic to come and sabotage me. You would want to ask them, what are they fighting for? Are they fighting against the good things Capo Daniel is doing, or they are fighting against Capo Daniel, the person, for somehow for them to become relevant or to take my place, whatever it may be? But our people have to know the truth behind all these things. It is just pure primitivity and jealousy. It lacks content, and most often it targets people that perceive they are above. You see, for example, Chris Bongam have come out to elaborate on the challenges we face in Boyo and the issues of our civilians complaining against RK. These are all truth, these are all fact. But you will not see him having the same venom coming from some quarters against him, because they don't have any problem with him. They don't see him like somebody who have become that prominent. But you see the same people attacking me. And none of them actually care to go back in Boyo and look at the population where they are suffering, or people who have been tortured, innocent parents who have been kept incommunicado in darkness for months and months and almost killed. They don't care about those people. They don't even care about those soldiers. All they care is about themselves and how they can elevate themselves. At the end of the day, Ambazonian knows where I come from. They knows my heart and they know what I stand for. And we will not blink for our goal. We are not perfect. We can make mistakes. And when we do, we come back and we ask for correction. But you can be sure of one thing. Everything we say is based on substantial information and facts on the ground. Even if we get it wrong, be sure that we will come to you and make correction. So do not bother about these people. I will just take one right now, Vela Franklin, his case, and let Ambazonia know what motivates people who fight against Ambazonia not knowingly, who help La République du Cameroon not knowingly. Because when these people come and they are making these unsubstantiated false accusations against us, they are fighting against Ambazonian freedom. They may think they are fighting against us. It is strange. You would think that those of us who have come up to champion this struggle and stand in the forefront are receiving heavy hits from the enemy. The state of Cameroon is hunting us down. But for some people, they look at us and they think we have arrived there. For some people, they look at us and they look at the fame and the attention and they think it's something that people should be envy of. I don't think I would want anybody to be in my place, to be honest with you, with the burdens we have. We have sacrificed our life. We spend hours and hours on projects on the ground to make sure that we can actually effectuate this independence. For anybody to be jealous of us, it is strange and it is weird. And Ambazonia should stop listening to these people who do this type of things. I'll play one of the audio from Vela Franklin, who contacted me just a week ago, for people to understand what is going on. And hopefully it will put him in his place so that next time you see him or you hear him talking about me, you know where it comes from. It is sad that I have to use a space in my podcast to do this, but I think it is worth it. Listen.
When you see Tapang like this, when Tapang sees something that can put you down, I'm telling you, DDC, the position that you have there, when we say you are the great, you are doing good in that position, do you think that Tapang is going to be happy? You know indirectly when we press for him, it's like a slap on his face. It's like a slap on his face. So, DDC, I want you to understand that. Don't think that Tapang standing there and talking your name is because he's supporting you. No. Hey, I'm telling you this. There are people who will stand with you and want you down. Because you are doing a great job, it makes their own look bad. How you understand this? I don't want to make it sound like enmity between you and him, but I want you to understand that. That's why I asked a question. Why you don't always talk about praise Capo Daniel for the other things he do? Why do you only want to fund something that I think that is not positive?
So that was Vela Franklin's message to me, talking about Tapang, Ivor, and myself, and that expresses exactly what I'm talking about. To some of these people, when you are prominent or when you are in the forefront, they look at you as going up. You are up there, and for them, they look bad being down there. So they want to destroy you to bring you down there so that they can see themselves up there. That is what you see some of this useless criticism, people even sharing, going to the extent of sharing narrative and material from the enemy because they want to bring somebody down there. It is really foolish. Our people deserve better than this. I don't know why would somebody even envy somebody like us who are facing the lion on behalf of our people who can be crushed at any moment. We don't know the next day Cameroon will knock my door. We don't know. But it's a price we are willing to pay. So if somebody is there, like Vela Franklin, Agbo, Derek, and the rest of them that I don't want to name, and they are fighting against positive things we put out there, simply because they think they want to bring us down, it is primitive, it is wrong, it is unpatriotic. You are not trying to bring me down. You are actually trying to bring the good things down, and good things should be helping Ambazonia. You are bringing the good things, it means you are fighting against the good that we have to offer. Nobody is perfect, but patriotism will require that whenever you see something that is good in somebody, you raise it up. When you see the bad part, you try to correct it to be better. You don't bring somebody down or condemn somebody or simply share bad things about somebody because you want to spoil their voice. You are taking away from the revolution. When you think you are fighting Capo Daniel, Dr. Cho Ayaba, or the ADF or anybody on false basis, on absolutely no basis, simply because you perceive that the person is in front of you, that is wrong, and that should end. I think we have good record for people to know what we stand for and what we represent, and that should speak more for us. And for the meantime, I would not, and I have not listened to any audio made by Vela Franklin or shared by him. I have chosen not to do so for the sake of our people and the sake of our organization and the goal for us to win this war and give freedom to our people. We will not do so fighting each other over nothing. Let's debate where there is content, and let's avoid misinformation, manipulation, for the sole purpose of bringing somebody else down, not to correct, not to build, but to destroy. Ladies and gentlemen, once more we pay tribute to Oliver Lequier, Field Marshal, the brother of Chris Anu, and we keep on praying for all Amazonian soldiers that God will keep them strong and give us victory against the occupier and the colonizer from La Republic to Cameroon. God bless you all. Capo Daniel, signing off. morning, fellow Ambazonians. Today, na Thursday, number 14 day for the month of July 2022. My name na Capo Daniel, the spokesman of the Ambazonian Governing Council, aka Sense Pass King, una own countryman. Una welcome to our daily podcast, a program where they bring meaningful information, fact-based analysis for help us navigate to this journey of our freedom, the independence of Ambazonia. Good people of Ambazonia, more details it come out about the fall of Oliver Lekie, Field Marshal, the king of Lebialem as he called himself, the elder brother of Christopher Anu, the head of the Mariantas IG group. Our heartfelt condolence to he and the family. Despite all the differences we'll get the fall of any Ambazonian is a fall and a loss to us all. That does not take away from the death he has caused, the pain he has caused, the disruption he has caused, and for those who seek justice for all the problems during a time of war. We do need every Ambazonia, and we need every hands on deck. Sometimes just people like this being alive inspire our people in their own way. There is a way that only him can connect to the people that follows him, and to all of them, our sympathy and our tribute to him. More preliminary information are still coming in, and more pictures are coming in as well from our sources and from our intelligence sources as well. We gather that contrary from what we put out last time, Field Marshal Oliver Lekie was indeed out of Ambazonia. He has been out of Ambazonia for over 7 months. He has opened a provision store in Ikom, where he also had involved in the music studio that produced the music he had produced. For over 7 months, Oliver Lekie was wanted by a faction within the Red Dragons. He was also wanted by the ADF that he had killed their top civilian leader and 2 of their forces. He was also wanted by villagers. He was also wanted even by La République du Cameroon, Port Tassang, who have openly make it a priority for the Cameroon military in Lebialem to hunt him down. Indeed, it was a muddy water for Oliver Lekie. Unfortunately for his many enemies and many foes, none of them could lay hands on him, as the ADF overall commander in Lebialem was also absent. He is undergoing punishment for some disciplinary action that has been taken against him following our code. For his many foes, information is reaching us that the soldier who brought La République du Cameroon to meet Oliver Lekie where he was the same soldier who was crucial to convincing him to return back into Lebialem. The soldier's name have been identified as Mike. He was one of the soldiers of Oliver Lekie who left his group and publicly joined La République du Cameroon DDR Center. He had since returned to the field. We believe he was working still with La République du Cameroon. He was the one we believe was captured and led La République du Cameroon to the hideout of Oliver Lekie. There are intelligence that are indicating that he was not captured. He was indeed providing intelligence and helping La République du Cameroon to neutralize Oliver Lekie. This should be a lesson to all fighters on the ground to know that a problem that can affect one camp can affect the other. The fall of Oliver Lekie is a loss to Ambazonia, and we indeed pay him tribute. Why? For the respect of the many soldiers, Somali, and the many he has put down, we will still call for justice. But during a time of war, we do need, it does not matter what we want, everybody alive. His him being alive is a defiance and is a proof that Cameroon have lost. Ambazonia today mourn. Tomorrow, we are sure we will rise again and the Red Dragons will indeed rise. We know of their factions and we also know of their resilience and the strong power that have always come from Lebialem. Still in the Atlantic state, we are not satisfied with the so far reaction of the IG care to help stabilize the situation in the great state of Manu, or with Ambazonian activists and those who we expect to be involved and those who are involving or claiming to be involving in Ambazonian issues in Ground Zero, their aid to help stabilize the greater state of Manu. The Manu warriors have been deceived and lured into the same position that La Republique would want them to be in communal fighting. New video footages are coming from soldiers of other camps that have been picked up, handcuffed by them, who have fled away from their captivity.
Now, General Linus is for inside the barrack. Now, the 5 soldiers then this way, Omega, General Eta, he boys them, Marshal the game, he boys them, with Fiano Granot, he boys them. Fiano Granot, he there, General the game day, with General Omega, with the boys them, where that issue will be the talk, will be the follow when I be here. And I just here, when I don't know which way to pass at the soldier than this. You know, tension this. I this.
We are appealing to General Omega and all the forces of the Manu Unity Warrior to reconsider their strategy and their approach to the problems and the challenges they face, and to continue to listen to advice. And we also encourage the IG care, not because they have done something bad, but the mere fact that these soldiers in Manu are all claiming and have done so on video, paid allegiance to Seseko Ayok Stabi's IG. We know that the IG care do not have command and control over them, and the IG care is not responsible for all those who have been killed and all their activities, but the fact that they take legitimacy by paying allegiance publicly and privately to the IGK have a responsibility to step in. Our engagement in the back door with the IGK have not produced anything meaningful in private and in public. This is a public issue. When you have more than 80 corps of your own people, anybody or any faction that is truly standing for the people will take their responsibility seriously. The problem is disintegrating. The Nigerian government have now installed 4 military camps, outposts, including 1 mobile outpost that uses bike along that border. We are not going to wait until social media happy times comes for everybody to be an activist and everybody to be a leader or anybody to claim credit. But we must go in muddy grounds and when things are tough to try to handle them. The Ambazonia Governing Council have been doing everything humanly possible to handle this privately as well as publicly, and to also engage the fighters, and the results are not perfect, but we'll continue to do so. I can inform our public now that more than 80% of the population in Akwaya have run away. They have all become refugees now in Nigeria. These are liberated areas with absolutely zero Cameroon administrative presence. This should not be happening in Ambazonia. If we did indeed want to take up responsibility for our country, our people, our future, our integrity, this is an example that is giving us a failing mark, and we all have to step up. While in the Savannah state, the Cameroon terrorist occupation military continue to carry out havoc. The undeclared state of emergency that have been imposed in Bamenda following multiple successful Ambazonian attacks against Cameroon-controlled checkpoints have forced the Cameroon military to seek for backups and inject new forces that have stationed themselves on every junction and every corner in Bamenda city, completely militarizing the city and they are doing their havoc according to their modus operandi and their conduct, as we have seen in Ambazonia, which is looting, raping, and extorting our people. Such strategy are unsustainable. Cameroon is in the verge of collapsing economically. The choice of such strategy that do not actually go against Ambazonian fighters but carry out collective punishment to our people demonstrates once more the case that Cameroon is an alien force, is a colonizing force that treats our people as colonized people. The systemic removal of bikes from Bamenda town, over 1,000 bikes have been seized, is a direct punishment to the population and the collective Ambazonian people. Bikes plays a crucial role in transportation and the support of livelihood of millions of Ambazonians in Bamenda and across Ambazonia. The targeting of bikeman is a targeting of the collective will and people of Bamenda town. We will continue to work to defend our territory. We will continue to readjust according to the terrain and to make sure Ambazonian is liberated by force. We are calling on all bikemen to rally themselves and join the armed resistance. There will be no justice for people who watch themselves being humiliated repeatedly. The bike costs at least 500,000. Many of those bike people have taken loans into Njangi houses, have even transferred their land properties and family properties into the hands of Bamerike in order to have these bikes. Impunity will only mean La République du Cameroon will be emboldened to continue this policy down the line. We must respond with fire. Still in the capital of our resistance in Bamenda, the capital of the Savannah State, good news for our mothers in Old Church Junction who have been bothering my office every day and night, complaining about a group of boys who are gangs and thugs who have been taking drugs in their neighborhood, sometimes harassing people in the name of Ambazonian fighters. Our anti-kidnapping squad, under very tough conditions currently going on in Bamenda, have carried out an operation, and all those drugs dealers have been picked up and are in custody.
Caillou. Say Caillou no fine. Biki shut up.
Checking out the living condition of the subjects, they are all disoriented. This drug, Caillou, is banned in Ambazonia, is destroying our youth, and anybody who sells Caillou or who supplies Caillou or any parents whose child is involved in this drug should please call our anti-kidnapping squad or contact me directly for follow-up. We must stop and fight this drug in Bamenda that is being protected by the Cameroon military and is being supplied from Old Town. Every measure will continue to be put in place to put an end in the consumption of this synthetic drug that is hallucinating and is causing havoc within our local population. Since still in Bamenda, we want to send a message for the family where they the stages for oversight day for opposite Nijon Frundi. A house, they are Beckley family. They have a mini city there, and they are openly working with the Cameroon military that are based in the house of Frundi. Our forces are going to carry out operations there. We are asking for every tenant to leave their Beckley's family's house there with the mini city. Everybody should leave that property because that property will be brought down. Due to the Cameroon military presence there, their activities there, and the use of informants in that particular building. That property should expect an imminent attack from our forces. If you are living in that mini city, pack your bag and go. Do not wait for the result. It is imminent, it will happen. It's a matter of time. Don't say you have not been warned. Our soldiers will consider this warning as a last chance for everybody to vacate that particular mini city. Warning have already been given, and we are doing so publicly so that tomorrow Mr. Man talk say be here. Vacate that property. Fellow Ambazonians, as we be done ban Ambazonian common law lawyers may they not go participate for La République du Cameroon Bar Association because it was not necessary. They can still practice their law without voting in that election. Voting in that election would mean political participation, something that is forbidden by Ambazonian Liberation Movement. Several communique was made, several warnings was given to the lawyers. They pursue their personal greed and participated in that election, even when the agenda of the Cameroon government was clear. It was to lure the lawyers, compensate them, select those who are loyal, for them to be able to legitimize the regime and its colonization of our territory by using and introducing lawyers who are based in Ambazonia into coming elections and into positions of hierarchy, since they are the only ones left in town amongst the enablers. The first lawyer who participated in that election have been arrested and is in custody. Barrister Konse Julius have been picked up and is paying for the price of betraying Ambazonia and participating in a banned activity that enables and legitimizes genocide and colonization of our territory. This is a message to all those who participated in that election. Their 99 days will eventually come. They will not live in exile in Yaoundé and Douala forever. Once they reach in Ambazonia, they will face the law, the full force of Ambazonian law. And for all those who are participating in enabling Cameroon colonization and genocide in Ambazonia in one way or the other, this should be an example and a message to you. Ambazonia is not for sale. Ambazonia's integrity will be defended and protected jealously by the Ambazonia Defense Forces and our sister forces. Anybody who engage in treacherous activity, anybody who collaborates with the state of Cameroon to impose his alien law and to legitimize its illegal presence in Ambazonia will be doing so at their own risk. God bless you. Capo Daniel, signing off.
Stay tuned on ACN TV. We will be right back.